So it's just me again with one of my strange video journals. It's been a really interesting journey so far, recording these videos and posting them. I've really enjoyed it. It's quite odd to do, yet in some ways it feels just so normal. It just feels like so aligned, so like meant to be. It feels, yeah, in loads of ways really comfortable, and I don't have the word, but it feels right. Um, like I've recommended in other videos for people watching, I do recommend that you record yourself doing video journals. You don't have to post them, but to record yourself talking about things that you're thinking about can be a really amazing way to learn more about yourself. By taking these videos, I have seen so much more of the patterns that I have. It's been interesting to also witness myself in different energies. I know that I experience very different energies, and I wouldn't say that. I don't think many of them have even been expressed in my videos yet, but some have, but there's still so much more because I do flow into just such a wide range of energies. But it's interesting to witness it firsthand, like really watching myself doing it. And it's like, wow, I feel quite complex. But humans are complex in general. But the way I word things, the way I speak, the way I move, and like my eye contact and my confidence, my just energy in general, it really does shift. So that's interesting. I've actually written a few words to help guide me through what I want to talk about this time, which is really, really helpful. Only in one of my other videos did I write any notes about what I was going to talk about, because I've actually really liked having the awkward, kind of authentic, stumbling over words, and using like filler words, and yeah, the anxiety from this kind of form of public speaking. I've enjoyed doing that. I've enjoyed watching it and learning from myself of the way I speak when I'm trying to gain something, like validation or understanding without just being. It's all been very interesting, really interesting. But now I feel like I'm ready to perhaps guide my messages. Is that the right word? My messages or my words in a way that could be more beneficial to others. And so that's why it feels like I should write notes. But I mean, the video that I'm doing right now, it genuinely is just it's kind of a diary journal, but it might have some beneficial ideas or entertainment purposes for people watching. So yeah, I'm putting you as the watcher more in mind now. Yeah, I've learned a lot already doing these videos. One thing that I think is quite interesting is with some of the comments that I've had, and it's been amazing. Like, I've really, really enjoyed people commenting on my videos. But there's two complicated things about that. Well, I'm sure there's a long list, but one thing is that people sometimes they think that they know you by a very, very short? That is not a word. I don't think short. From a very, very short snippet of information that you've given from a video. And I've noticed that people think they know you. And that's common knowledge. People think they know many, many people who share themselves on the internet. And I have thought that I've known people, and it's really reminded me that you don't know people, not only just people online, but people you've met and you've not known for long and you've not spent much time with. The mind is very creative, and sometimes with such a short snippet of information, we create this whole idea of who that person is, and it's not realistic at all. So that's been interesting. I mean, the other thing I was going to say about why comments can be complicated is because, well, it ties in, is that I sometimes want people to know me more, and I want to reply to comments with really long and personal messages back to these people, but intuitively I know that that's not what I should do. And intuitively I know that's not where I'm at in general with my videos, even though there's a big part of me that wishes I could but I do need to be fairly reserved, not only on here but in my normal life. normal life. I wouldn't say I had a normal life. I don't think anybody does, really. What could possibly be normal about this crazy existence that we're having? Anyway, if anybody is still listening, hello. I hope you're doing well. I think I'm going to carry on talking about what's going on in my life, in a way that won't be sharing too much personal information, but might be interesting to listen to. And it feels nice to talk about. So I'm going through a really big transformation in my life right now, and it's something I felt intuitively called to do. Something that had been brewing for a very, very long time, And since meditating again, I felt ready to take this leap of faith. But I have a funny thing that I do, and I'm not sure if it's related to being neurodivergent. Well, it could be. I could think of other reasons why I could do this. I have a tendency when making big changes in my life to really kind of detach from myself in a sense, even though the intuition that was inside myself led me to this. Now that I'm going through with the action of making this change, I feel like I've really detached a lot, and just to cope with making this change. So, but the problem is that then I go into long states of being where I don't really feel like anything is real. But but in a sense, I wonder if I need that, because obviously, whatever I am experiencing, my mind, my body, and my soul, in one way or another, believes that I do need that to cope with big changes or difficult conversations, or the list could go on. But it can be concerning to be so in a dream state and then afterwards be hit by like the bus of your reality of like, oh shit, I have just made a massive decision and it's happening now, it's real, and oh my god. But in a sense, I feel like this probably is true for anybody. I don't think this is just a personal thing. It kind of reminds me, you get it a lot with like young dads or dads in general, where it's like they're about to have a kid and for months and months they don't even really talk about it or think about it, or they're just like, yeah, I'm having a kid, and then one day one little thing will be like snaps them and they're like, oh my god, I'm having a kid. And the mum to be is like, yeah. And they're like, what? And it's just, it's so funny. And they're like, well, what did you think was going to happen? They're like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. That's how I feel. I'm just like, feel like that reality is hitting me in the face. And a part of me is like, well, what did you think? Did you think it was going to be easy? And I was like, I don't know. Didn't really think about it. I thought, just go with the intuition. That's a lie. I did think about it and I have weighed things up. I've done a lot of planning. I've not been that careless. But I don't know. I guess you can't ever really fully be prepared for the emotional impact of making big life-changing decisions. That's just life. So I'm not going to even worry about that too much anymore. But another thing that I kind of want to talk about, which I'm doing to gracefully transition into my new chapter, is I'm going on a minimalism journey again. And it feels very liberating and exciting, because I really do believe that mentally and spiritually I'm releasing and letting go of so many things in this process. So it's an unbelievably healing time. I did go on a minimalism journey at the start of my healing spiritual kind of awakening 4 years ago, was it? And that was incredible. And I did release loads of stuff and change loads of stuff, and now I'm doing it again. And it's not like I have as much stuff as I had before the first time I did it, and the things are different, and I feel like a lot of them are more valuable. I've really changed. So I'm only just realizing as I speak now just how much this minimalism journey is going to change me. But I don't want to be too cutthroat with it. The first time I did it, I was too... But it's okay, it was all meant to be, but I wanted to be so minimal that I basically had nothing. But I think a really beautiful take on minimalism is really... And I think most people would agree that that's what minimalism is only having things you really value. So really trying not to get rid of lots of stuff that you value just so that you have less stuff. I think that can be where a lot of people kind of go wrong, and then you end up buying loads of stuff again. But this time will be different, a more balanced approach. It's exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah, and I mean, I'm partly going on this minimal journey is because I'm moving back in with some friends, and it just feels so right with everything that's going on, mentally, spiritually. I keep saying mentally, spiritually. That must mean something right now. I mean, it's always mentally, spiritually a time, but I'm just like mentally, spiritually. I think a lot of the time though, I forget about the body. I forget that my body is going through all these changes too, and to really make sure I rest and repair and well, did you hear that sigh? That must have meant something to my body, me acknowledging it. Acknowledging that it needs time to cope with change. That it's changing too. Wow. I have so much more I could say, but I think I'll just end it with whatever I was just about to say, which I think was about moving out. Oh yeah, that's why I'm getting into minimalism. And I think this is gonna run out of charge. Anyway, moving in with people again, less stuff. There's so many reasons why I'm doing that. Just to cope with being around people, it'd be easier if I wasn't thinking so much of stuff and not bringing so much stuff back, not having to move so much stuff. But also, yeah, forcing myself to do more that I enjoy, not just tidying up and looking at stuff and wondering if I want it, being outside more. There was a big point that I wanted to talk about with minimalism, but it's kind of lost. I've lost it. That's okay. I can create so many more videos. I have so much to talk about. I think I'm definitely going to have all my videos where I write some words or notes down. This has felt much more relaxed and intuitive, I suppose. Anyway, thanks for watching. I just looked and it was 1919. I don't know what that means. I'll check afterwards. But thanks for watching if you're here, and I hope you have a wonderful day or evening, or perhaps it's the middle of the night and you're addicted to YouTube right now, and that's okay. Everything's okay, really, isn't it? But I wish you the best on your journey, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, about what you're experiencing, I would be interested in reading it. And I'm not just saying that to get comments on my videos. To be honest, I find the comments a bit overwhelming sometimes. But I do really enjoy reading what people post on my videos. So please do if you feel called. Anyway, yeah. Goodbye.